how do you know if you're taking on a mortgage that you can actually afford? Now, I talk to a lot of my clients about this because it's something that not everyone really pays attention to. So when you are applying for a mortgage, they're going to look at your income, they're going to look at your debt, and they're going to take all that into consideration and make sure that you can't take a mortgage out for really more than about 50% of what you make. And a lot of people rely on that information and say, well, if the bank says that I can afford it, that means I can afford it. But really, different people have different comfort levels, different risk tolerances, and all of that. There's other debt that you have that might actually make a mortgage feel a lot tighter than it really is. And so you really need to look at all the numbers up front. You need to really get that number from your lender when you go to apply for a mortgage and you know what the house price is. Make sure you know what your payment is going to be with the mortgage, with the interest, with the taxes, with insurance, with everything wrapped up together. Make sure that you are aware of all those expenses that you're taking on, and then add up all your other debt and make sure that there's not even extra expenses and extra debt that the bank isn't really even aware of. And then make sure if that's really what you're comfortable with. Some people, like the Dave Ramsey plan, says that you should only buy a house if it's a 15-year mortgage, which is going to increase the payment, and at a quarter of your salary. So that way you have a lot of peace of mind about the house. Now, here in Bakersfield, where the average price is about $400,000 for a house, that's very impractical unless you make a couple $100,000 a year and you're able to get a screaming deal on a house. But you just really need to know what you're getting into ahead of time. Take all those factors into consideration and make sure that you get the full picture from your lender, not just whatever the mortgage is. Make sure you're getting the interest, the taxes, the insurance, everything all together, and make sure you have the full picture before you go in, because the last thing you want to do is you close on a house, or you're getting ready to close on a house, and all of a sudden you find what the real numbers are, and then you get sticker shock, and now you have to blow up an entire deal. Or worse, you actually bought a house and now you feel like you can't afford it, and now you're stressing about that house every single day of your life. That's not fun. Make sure you have the full picture ahead of time so you can have peace going into that transaction.